weekend all. Ira Epstein with your Spider ETFs video, and this video is for Sunday, November 7th, 2021. So as we look at it, I am still in Mexico, returning this week. The vacation's enough. I'm ready to go home, but I'm still having an absolute ball, I'll tell you. I can't say enough good virtue about Mexico, the people down here. It's wonderful. Prices are phenomenal, and the weather doesn't do anything but sunny and beautiful. But in looking at the market, you know that we're going to be dealing now with the fact that the Democrats did get over one of their hurdles and they did pass the infrastructure bill. I doubt you're going to get anything in a reconciliation bill that'll make it through the Senate. I see nothing but problems. I think that is a bill that's going to haunt the Biden administration for a long time to come. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Obviously, if they can make Mr. Manchin, Senator Manchin, comfortable with the CBO document that none of us have yet seen and what it's going to cost, we'll find out more. And I think we can get that this week. But remember, Congress is out of session this week. They come back after that to debate what the CBO did. Then they'll do some horse trading and see if they can get anything out of the House to send on to the Senate. Again, I'm going to repeat, I don't know that that necessarily means anything for the senators. So in looking at the marketplace, let's go right to the chart action and see what we've got. In the tech sector, you're on fire. These are new highs for the whole move. I mean, it's finally cleared all this, and it's gone now to the upside. How high? Well, let's talk about where that might lead. You have a pattern of a lower low and a higher high, and this is called a vertical price move. Notice that each time you're going, you got 4 weeks in a row of higher highs. The market fought its battle, as I teach here and in my charting course, at the 18-week average of closes. It then stayed over that number, giving it upside bias, but at the upper Bollinger Band, which it actually hit last week, that's where I think the resistance sets in. And don't get me wrong, you can go higher, but that's where the resistance sets in. So many think that it hits it, it has to turn right back. That is not what it has to do. What it can end up doing is pulling on the slow stochastic and over time make it embed. You're not there yet. You're in an overbought market. What I'll say is this: the best part of the steak has been had. Got it? You've eaten the best part of the course. Now we have to see what the market's capable of doing. PAVE should get a boost come Monday morning. Why? Well, this is the infrastructure bill. And how did the market finish it off this week? The highest high of the move. Have I not been telling you? This, like the semiconductors, you want to be long. There's no doubt in my mind the infrastructure bill was going to pass all the way through. It's got to, especially as the Biden administration has not much more going for it. So they got this done. This is going to help America. It's going to cause a lot of money to be spent. I think you'll look back and say this is a major base. You do want to come in. Not you, but the pros are going to want to come in at 26.66 if given the opportunity. I don't know if they'll get it. In the XLI, sideways action. So is this market going to break out to the upside or downside? Don't know. I don't have an edge here one way or the other. The market's gone from basically the lower Bollinger Band to the upper one and just fighting back and forth. You did the same thing in the energy sector. Now, what I was telling you paid off. I had told you that I thought that going into COP26, you didn't want to be owning it, and that was these 2 weeks, and now that's over, and I think you're good again. So are we going to embed? Well, you're overbought here. I cannot tell you to do anything and that the pros will do anything here because you're up against the upper Bollinger Band. It's not bearish, but I don't know how much more bullish it gets. In SPY, you're back over the upper Bollinger Band. Whether it's a weekly chart or a daily chart, buying over an upper Bollinger Band is never a wise thing to do from my perspective. That doesn't mean it has to be from yours. I look at it, if you go back in charts, you don't stay over it or under it very long. It did get a boost. It can get the afterburner effect of the infrastructure bill. We'll see. On the emerging markets, you have a lower low, higher high. The battleground has just been laid out for you. It's all through here, right? It's that 18-week average. If this market can clear 52.62 would be the first sign that I'm getting in a while that maybe the market's ready to attack the upper Bollinger Band and actually hit it. That hasn't occurred since back here if you look at where we're at. So the last time it happened was January. That would be a sign of strength coming back to the market. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying the what ifs. Gold, I think the gold is now got the necessary elements to again attempt, and I'm going to use the word very carefully, again attempt to build on inflation that is here, not going away in the near term. You have an outside week up. I think the pros will buy it with both hands in this area, but I think if the market gets under this week's low of 164.38, they'll bail. The first resistance, whether they buy or not, is 171.92. If the market can ever break out of that, I'm still targeting the potential of up here of 194.45. Then we get over to the GDX gold miners. I think the pros are going to buy one tick over this week's high. That will give them higher lows, higher high. The first objective, 34.07. Next one, 35.32. I don't think they'll buy if you don't take that out. I think they'll just let the market drift around. In ARC, the market is still stuck in this sideways action. All that happened is this stock index fell back, the spider, if you will, fell back into this 18-week average. From there to the lower Bollinger Band, it found its footing. The last rally high in the market's 126.32. Haven't quite taken that out. It could, but I think it'll be encountering a lot of resistance at the upper Bollinger Band. I don't see anything to do in it. I see sideways action. I think Amazon is telling you it's game on for Thanksgiving shopping now. I think this week's it. I think as long as you don't return to 32.73.31, one tick under this week's, this right here, prior week's low, I think you're going to go up and challenge 36.81.89. That's my guess on the chart. In Apple, I think the pros are out of the market. Yep, I know everybody wants to be bullish, but for me to get bullish, let me tell you, you've got to come back and take out this week's high of 153.17 and close outside the Bollinger Band, so that then on pullbacks you get an opportunity of what you want to do. Right now with the lower high, lower low, even though you're over the 18-day average, there's just nothing to do from the bull or the bear side. TLT, what about the confusion of the Fed this week tapering, which was not anything that was unexpected, saying that they're not going to raise interest rates anytime soon, again, not unexpected, and getting this big rally, bonds, notes, and all, where interest rates keep falling. I think a lot of people had priced in that the market would fall. Didn't do that at all. Are we trending? No. You have a higher high, lower low. I don't think the pro's doing anything. In Tesla, higher lows, higher highs. Market's still on its way to the upside from the looks of it. Where it ends, nobody knows, but here's what Ira tells you. 1, 2. Now, you've got, 3 weeks over the upper Bollinger Band. What about this one? Did that do it? It might have. That's about 4 weeks. You're getting to the point where the market's ready, I think, to start rolling backward and coming back inside the Bollinger Band in the next 2-week period. That's my guess. Doesn't mean I'm right on that. So with that, I want to wish you all a good weekend. I will see you again tomorrow. Remember, I fly back on Monday. That'll be the rough day for me to put out any updates. I might have to skip them depending on how the plane. I'm hearing that everything's delayed because the airports are getting jammed with all the travelers now as everything's open. I had people leave here that we knew, and it took them in Dallas. They had a 6-hour delay. Can you imagine that? I'd go crazy. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day. Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and I'm here to talk about my enhanced Bollinger Band course. Now, many of you have taken my regular charting course, and if not, you might think you know something about Bollinger Bands. As you know, Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time, and on a chart, it will offer on the top part resistance, on the bottom support, and the idea is the market will travel within them. We know that sometimes it latches onto that band, goes up or goes down. Well, how do you play with that? Can you pyramid the positions off that type of thinking? Well, I've applied all 3 of these into 13 different videos that teach you my concept of it. And from that concept, you're able to work with weekly charts and or daily charts. The 13 videos, each about 7 minutes long. The idea here is not to put you in school forever, but to teach. Now,
If you haven't tried my complete futures research, I throw that in as well. Whether you've tried this or not, I think it's worth taking a look at. I think you're going to learn something from there. That research, by the way, covers twice daily market updates for you and access to what I call window envelope numbers, which I think are very important when looking at these Bollinger Bands. The next part is a trial to our charting software so you can make your charts look the same way that mine do. It's that simple. Where do you go with it and how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. If you go to the word education, everything you need is answered there. You can also call my staff. They'll be happy to help you get set up. I'm Ira Epstein, on the road to your education.